Kainos Evolve provides solutions for digital maturity and integrated care. Our ultimate goal is that as a clinician, I have access to patient information that is complete, that follows the patient as they progress through their care pathway. But to do that, one of the first things that we need to tackle is digital maturity, so removing paper from the care process as well. And so we start with the digital maturity, and once we have that, we then move into integrated care so that the information that we have digitized follows that patient as they go throughout their care pathway. Our products add value by ensuring that clinicians providing care for patients have information that's complete. So instead of having a little silo of information within my organisation and not knowing maybe what's happening with the primary care for the patient or with follow-up care, I have access to information that is across the entire care continuum. And so as a clinician, I know exactly what medications they're on. I know the treatments that they're being given, the conditions that have been assigned to that patient. I know everything about that patient. And because I know and have access to all of this information, the care that I give is better informed and therefore higher quality. So that if I am prescribing a medication, I know what else they're on from the other organisations, and I know that maybe the medication that I'm about to prescribe is going to have a contraindication with something that they've already been prescribed, so that I can avoid it. For us, the more knowledge and the more information that we can actually give to clinicians, the better the decisions that they make, the more efficient the decisions that they make, and the better care that they provide to the patient overall. The NHS has a lot of aspirations about completely removing paper from the patient care process, and we see that that's a very ambitious goal, it's a very laudable goal, but actually there are steps that need to be taken to make sure that this is practical. And so digital maturity has a massive part to play, helping organisations to remove the paper that they did have, also helping organisations to stop creating any further paper, but then also helping organisations to share that information across all of the different organisations that they're working with. So making sure that information flows from primary care into the acute setting, into tertiary or follow-on care. It doesn't matter where that patient is and whether that patient is being treated in their care pathway. The clinicians at that point in time and at that point of care need to have access to all of the information for that patient. So it's about the right technology. It's also about the right approach to the projects and ensuring that there is clinical buy-in. It's not good enough that an IT organisation buys a system and then tries to force it upon the clinical community. The clinical community then goes, we weren't involved, this is too different, this is too difficult for us. The projects that we find that are the most successful are the projects that have a lot of clinical buy-in. And so for us, our challenge back to the healthcare community is make sure that we have access to the right people, to the CIOs, to the CCIOs. If you look at what was brought out in the Wachter report last year, that was a very practical report that said, look, you've got to get buy-in from the right people, you've got to get leadership from your clinical community if you want to make these projects a success. So it's about the right technology, it's about the right people, and it's about making sure that those people are brought along that journey for the project as well. The most significant development in IT over the next 3 years is going to be integration, ensuring that patient records are complete, ensuring that I, as a clinician in the acute setting, know what's been happening in the primary care setting, knowing that in the acute setting, the information that I create and the interaction that I have in the patient can follow that patient as they actually are discharged and leave my care. Once we have that information, it's then being able to expand that to the population level. So it's providing great care for the individual patient, but it's then using that data at a big data level and an analytics level across a population to see, is the care that we're providing effective? Are patients having better diabetes treatment, for example? Are they having better oncology and cancer outcomes? But across the actual population, is the treatment that we're providing effective? Is it also good value for money as well? With increasing pressure on budgets, that's not really going to change over the next few years. And so we need to have projects that are really delivering great outcomes for the patients, but actually whilst delivering better value for the healthcare organisations as well. Events like this are so important because they provide a forum for us as suppliers to actually hear from the healthcare community. We ran a workshop this morning where we had lots of different types of organisations represented, lots of different types of job roles, and for us to be able to say to them, what are your big problems, what are the problems that you're seeing, and to have that interaction is absolutely crucial. So it's great for us as suppliers, it's also great for the attendees that they can mix together, that they can see, well, maybe their problems aren't so different, or maybe their problems are different and there's different aspects that need to be thought about and talked back to industry so that we can actually help them to meet their needs and to provide solutions to the problems that they're facing.